Years ago, my husband told me that I was a bare minimum wife and mother. This obviously upset me. I felt like I was doing everything. I was raised by a mother who contracted out raising us, worked full time, and our coaches, teachers, the heavy lifting of raising us. So, as a stay at home mom who makes home cooked meals every night with her children from sun up to sundown, eyes open to eyes closed every single day. What do you mean I'm bare minimum? So I took this very personally because he didn't really elaborate. Started doing all this extra stuff like making butter, making pasta from scratch, doing all this extra stuff. Now I'm in his face like, who's bare minimum now? Who's bare minimum me? It was still me. I was still bare minimum because it wasn't my culinary skills that he was talking about. He wasn't looking for handmade pasta. He was looking for a wife and a mother who did her job and did it without an attitude. Saw her children as a blessing rather than a burden. Brought peace and comfort and light to the home. But I was so angry with his honesty that instead of taking a second to consider that maybe I was bare minimum, sis, you can do all the work in the world, but if your attitude is stinking up your home, it's going to be your legacy. That's going to be all that's remembered. And most of the time, the problem is we just need to slow down. Now, this is something that I'm still working on, still working through. And recently, it was something that I needed to be reminded of. Cooking, cleaning, feeding your family is the easy part. But what attitude you do it with is going to be what's remembered. Working way too hard, don't tarnish your legacy. 30 years from now, your children and your husband won't look back and remember that delicious butter. They'll remember overstimulated, touched out mother who screamed the whole time she made the butter. Turned her back on her husband at the end of the night because she was so tired from churning her own butter.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm going to be honest with you. For most women, it's not about what you do, it's about the attitude that you have when you do it. And that's what a lot of women that both work, a lot of women that are at home, it doesn't really matter where you are or what you do, it's how you do it. If a guy is a great provider and he takes care of all of your needs, but at the same time, he berates you every single time he does something for you, it no longer becomes enjoyable, right? If a guy has a lot of resources and he's a great provider, but at the same time, he's not generous, then you feel some type of way about it because a lot of women will then say, well, what is the point of making a lot of money if it doesn't come with the benefits of being able to spend it, right? And so when I give these examples, it sounds normal, right? It sounds like it makes sense, but it only makes sense from the person that is the receiver. It only makes sense because you are the person that's looking to get the benefits that come along with having a lot of resources, that comes with taking care of business, that comes along with being a provider or protector. You know, I seen a guy on the internet today, and he said something. He said something that was very profound, and it was very simple, but it was very profound if you started to think about it. And women have an expectation, right? If a girl is in a certain space, and it doesn't matter if she has resources or she doesn't have resources, all of them feel like they deserve a good man. And follow me on this one. They often say I can do bad by myself. Or they'll say if I have resources or we go on these $300 dates or this and that and so on and so forth. And so I need a guy to make it just as much or more as me because he has to match my energy. What they are basically doing is making a business decision to say, you have to do this for me. And without saying, what do you bring to the table? They're already expecting for the table to be provided for them so that they can sit up, pull up their chair, and eat food. What am I saying here? A guy, often at times, very rarely, can I say, well, listen, wait a minute. What should or what could I describe that would then say, I'm expecting something from you? What can we expect? A tangible thing, an actual real thing that a woman will do for a man without sounding misogynistic or without sounding like we're toxic masculinity. What can we say? What can we tangibly name that a woman should be required to do physically, bringing something or doing something that adds value, not something that you just do that's nice, living in your femininity, giving up the box. That is reciprocated, right? We have to bust you down in order for you to give it up. And you get just as much enjoyment as it as I. So let's stop acting like that's something that's so awesome for you. You need this. You really do. So we're going to remove that from the table. What can a man say that we can truly require from a woman that will not make us sound like we're misogynistic or we're living in this toxic masculinity, right? And the truth is, it's really nothing because there's no tangible thing that we require from women, but women often require this tangible thing. But you know how simple we are? You know how easygoing we are? You know how easy it is to truly be able to be beneficial inside of a relationship as far as what we require? Attitude, which is exactly what this woman is talking about. The bare minimum, right? Or being a substandard wife or mother or person in a relationship isn't what you do, is how you do it and the perspective that you have when the task is being completed. What she's basically explaining to you that he explained to her or that he was conveying over to her is that nasty ass attitude. Listen, you could make it from scratch, but it's not enjoyable because you feel like you're doing something for me instead of doing something to make us happy. Your attitude, your cultural fit, even on a job, in the interview, it's not about how good you are at the job. It's more or less about whether or not you're a cultural fit. Meaning, are you easy to work with? Are you somebody that's going to be negative Nancy? Are you always going to have a bad attitude? It's not about your productivity. It's about whether or not we like working with you. In sales, one of the first things that we teach you in sales is people do things because they like you, not necessarily because you have the best product. And it doesn't mean that you don't have the best product, but I'd rather go without that product and do business with somebody that I actually enjoy working with. And it doesn't mean that they shouldn't be decent at their job, but I can forego it being the best product, but I definitely want to buy from you. It's certain gas stations on a simple level that we go to or that I go to because I just truly enjoy the people that own it or the people that work there or whatever it is. And we never even check the prices of the gas. That's not going to make or break most people at all. The gas prices is pretty much generally the same. You don't really check it like that. The only time I've ever been to a gas station where they gouged me was, I forgot what city it was that I was going to the gas station. You know, they got that gas station that's right on the way back to the rental car place. That's at the airport. What was it? Somewhere in Florida, I believe. Tampa? I'm not sure. But my point is that people do things because they like you, not necessarily just because you got the best product. And people enjoy, men enjoy women the same way that women enjoy men. Men enjoy women that are not only productive, that are not only great at what they do, but they actually enjoy what they do. And it's a joy to do things in return for her to ensure that she's happy. The easiest way and the best way for a woman to get anything that she wants out of a man is to have the right attitude. Attitude, attitude, attitude every single time is the thing that will separate the girls from the women. And nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, wants to be around a woman, whether you are a wife, a girlfriend, or a side chick, that does not have a good attitude. We will leave you and go and chill at the strip club with women that actually is being paid to treat you right versus chilling with a woman that is absolutely positively a quarrelsome woman. I'd rather sleep on the roof of my house, and that is the facts. That is absolutely the facts. Ladies, I'm telling you, it is your attitude that's going to be the determining factor for whether or not you're successful in your relationship. Trust me. Fellas, let me know what you think inside of the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later.